Okay, so hey guys, so welcome back. For those that are new, please welcome. For those that have always been here every weekend, every Saturday of the week, let us continue and see what we were looking at and how it turned out to be, and also the forecasts. So yeah, so I'll start off with the weekly on the GU. As you can see, we are playing around this high, okay, this high and this low. Okay, and price did a change of character from the weekly, and as you can see, it went back, but it didn't mitigate this last demand that we are seeing here. So today I just want to be very detailed and descriptive about my analysis. I want to share with you also my experience during the week. They were not very good. I took 8 trades. I think out of 8 trades I missed, I think let me check on that real quick. Let's see. Yeah, I missed all of them, and I only got one. So with that one, because of mitigating risk, lowering my risk, I think I just like broke even during the week, because despite the loss, the profit that I made on that one trade is like it just went back. Okay, so enough of that. Today I'm going to also focus on the missed trades, the lessons that I've learned, and the things that you should also look at, not just my examples but also the things that you need to focus on. Okay, so from the daily we can see that we're playing between this high and this low, and as you can see, price moved beautifully to the above the equilibrium, to the premium part, and we're expecting that on this purple point of interest, the POI, we're expecting price to come down there. So I'll draw this one for future reference, so that I don't, sorry, okay, let me delete that, so that I don't forget on my bias and my focus, my direction. So let me draw this right there. Okay, like that. So that's the daily expectation of how I'm waiting for the price, or looking for price to go to. As you can see also, after the pullback to the premium side, we had a change of character here. After the break of a change of character, we had the pullback again to mitigate on the flip zone, for a daily flip zone, and price has been moving down. So right now, even after this break of price moving down, let me try and zoom in. After this break of price moving down like this, we are seeing that after this mitigation of this demand, we are going back up, and possibly, just possibly, price could get back up to this daily demand that I just drew. So we're waiting, sorry about that, so we're waiting for price to come back there, so that we look for sales from this level and target the week 4-hour low. That is how I'm looking at that. I'm looking at it, and that is my opinion. Okay, 4-hour is the blue line, like we discussed every week. So we are still maintaining, or rather we are still looking at those levels on the 4-hour. That is this high, the break of structure, and the low. And now this low is doing a very good pullback, which to me, I feel the 4-hour change of character that we're expecting has been made, okay, or has happened. Okay, so on this 4-hour change of character, we are seeing the price is pulling back very beautifully to the demand area, where actually I think there was a flip zone. As you can see, this flip zone occurred right here when we had this high, then price came up, then made a high, then now price was dancing around this area. Okay, then it went down to make the change of character. So if you look at this area where my mouse is, this is actually a flip zone, because of this demand area that was mitigated by that move. So after the change of character, though we don't have a candle break, but we have the beautiful pullback that you're seeing there. Yes, price could be playing around this supply area and waiting to see if it can be pulled down lower or rather to target or start the 4-hour low that we're expecting for it to be run. As you can see now, the price is right there. Okay, price is right here and it's trying to dance around. But for me, if you ask me, from the way that I was looking at the direction from last week, I think I drew something like this. Okay, so price was still here, okay, because these dotted lines that you're seeing, the orange ones, these are the days, so all of them together make a week, because it's on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So my expectation was this move to the upside, but for this move I didn't expect for it to, you know, break the change of character or go through the change of character, despite not making the candle break on the move. So yeah, so for this direction I'll be expecting price to still go higher and expect it to, you know, mitigate I think mitigate at least this demand, sorry, this supply. Then from there now we look for sales to go down. We still have this supply area that was not touched, so possibly the price could go up. As you can see from my arrow, could go up, touch at least that area up there, then look for sales from this part, or rather from this supply area, the premium, and then go down. So if you look at the pullback on the 4-hour, let me try and draw it off with the Fibonacci. We can see that it had already arrived at the 50% of the equilibrium. So as an SMC student, I can only now expect that price can at least come and fill this void that was that happened during some news, I think 2 weeks ago. Then from there now we could be looking for other sales so that we can push the price lower and also run the lower low on the 4-hour. So let us first go to the 1-hour. I need to explain something on the 1-hour. So let me try and zoom out first, kidogo. Okay, so from the 1-hour, as you can see, we had made some beautiful trend. Okay, so we had that high, we had the lows, we had some breaks, and so on and so forth. And for these highs, these lows that were, you know, created down here, I feel these are liquidity. We need to keep that in mind. These are liquidity points, and that is my liquidity line, as you can see, the one that I've drawn X. And from this part, I feel price will still run. I am still confident that price will still run that 4-hour low as soon as it finishes the mitigation to the upside to this area. Okay, so we are also going to wait on that and see how, maybe if that will, you know, occur during the next week. So we are now going to look at the week and how it turned out to be from my side. So let me start off with Monday. Okay, so Monday I didn't have any trade, as you can see, but I had my markings. We had a change of character there. Then I was waiting for the pullback, but it didn't happen on that day. But looks like price is actually going to, you know, like hit that area maybe next week, but I'm about to explain why or how. So I just had this marked as my liquidity point, where I'll be expecting price to come and run later, possibly maybe next week. So I have this thing that I noticed. I think there was news on this day, on Thursday. I think there was news, and as soon as price mitigated that area, it then shot up and caused the change of character. So I want you to notice that when these weeks were created, right over here, we had something like a flip zone, because as you can see, price went up, came down, went up, then came down again, then broke that change of character or the shift change. So now after the change of shift, we view this as our flip zone, and for me, I'll be expecting now price to at least come down, here. Then we look to to move to the upside. But before that, we also have to keep an open mind, because as we see from here, after the change of character, price has only danced around this demand area, which it is not still valuable to see that if price is going to to remain with the uptrend of the 15-minute. So yes, so we can change the direction, then come down to this to mitigate this what do you call it, the 15-minute demand area, then go up. Or also after this break right here, and we made this high, as you can see, price danced around here and did what, and came down and caused the change of character. So after the pullback on the change of character, I think they are trying to induce the big banks, and the big ballers are trying to induce sellers to continue selling right here. So we need to keep an open mind and look very closely on the things that these guys are trying to do. So that is what I'm focusing on. That is what I'm seeing that is happening. Okay, we can also have this demand area marked up, looking into next week, and see or wait to see if price can come down there and then shoot up. But now we are not sure, and we don't know if that will happen. For now, I can only wait for price to come back down here, then look for entries to the buy entries, and at least go. Sorry for that. I think that's the MT5. I'll try and close it. Okay, so yes, so that's the GU. I'd love to take you through the trades, the missed trades, and the ones that at least bagged in some few opportunities. Okay, now my chart has lost. Okay, let me see. We have it was Monday. There was no much that was done or happened during the GU for me, and I'm still struggling because I love GU, I love GBPUSD and EURUSD, but now I don't have two screens. So as much as I can analyze one pair, if I look at another pair, I forget about the previous one and how I marked it up. And that is why you are seeing these missed trades that I had marked, but I had not taken them. This is the reason. The reason is because one is the screens. I'd love to have two screens one day, so I can view the GU and EU separately and actually be on the right timing when I want to take the trades. Secondly, it's hesitant. Okay, I was hesitant, especially on this missed trade. As you can see, with this trade, I think it happened during the New York. So going over to the next day, I woke up only to see that it had already hit my TP, but unfortunately I didn't take it. Now there was another let me try and use PG words here, because this is a foolish trade, if I can call it. It is a foolish trade. Why? Because I had seen this kind of flag that had occurred here or happened. Let me try and draw it up for you, like that. Okay, now I had placed it right there. Okay, so yeah, so that was my flag. That was my flag, and I was waiting for the break. Okay, so after the break right here, I placed my trade, as you can see, but I put the stop loss so far. But I also believe that with that pullback, the way it came down and tagged me in the trade, it didn't shoot up as expected. Why? Because I forgot about this liquidity, the liquidity that was formed right over here. Okay, so that is now when price came and took me out. And also there is this other trade. Let me try and delete this so you can see the missed one. Now this missed one, the pink the pink order block or POI was the one that I was targeting, also believing that price would have gone down, as you can see. But if you look very closely, you can see that the price actually came to my 5-minute POI. Okay, but this POI above here was my 1-minute POI. Okay, so I was expecting price to at least come up to the 1-minute POI, but it didn't. Okay, so that's one lesson that I want to tell you about, something that I noticed, and I'm going to summarize on the gems that maybe can help you coming next week, so that you cannot make, or you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Because as you can see, if I had only lowered my entry, try and place it, if I only lowered my entry down there, right now I would have been in profit of 4.56 risk to reward ratio. Okay, so yeah, so that is what happened on the GU for me, and my expectation, just like I've told you, I'll be expecting at least the liquidity to be run right over here, and then look for, let me try and place it like that, coming to next week. I'll be expecting such to happen next week, so that we can see on how we can run these ones, and also look for sales while the price goes to the upside, and maybe change shifts if there will be any possible ones. So that's the GBPUSD for me. That's the analysis. That's what I'll be expecting on the short term. On the long run, on the long run, I'll be expecting price to still go back down, because it made the change of character. But if you ask me to, you know, like be sure of what I'm saying, or maybe choose one side, I'll be looking for buys. So that we can mitigate this void, or this run that was made during the news on the last weeks that happened, I think during the month of April coming to the end. So yeah, so that's my GBPUSD. So let's run over to EURUSD. So from the daily, sorry, let's start from the weekly. So from the weekly, just like GBPUSD, we still had that change of character right here, and we're still expecting price. Let me draw my expectation in the future. I'm still expecting that run to come down and mitigate this demand. As you can see, it's kinda you know, like hidden right there, but we can see very closely the price came up, then came down. So that to me is a flip zone, and I'm expecting price to come down there. On the daily, it's a black line. You can see we are playing between this high and this low, and price moved swiftly to the premium side, and now it's running down. So possibly we could also see more sales from on the long run from the daily, but for now what we can see is we had this change of character, and we had this pullback. But you see, this pullback only came as far as this supply area that was the one mitigated, but price didn't actually pull back to the premium side, or rather its extreme, after the change of character. So I'm still expecting price to at least come back, or rather come to the upside here, then come down. But before that happens, we need to look also at the lower time frames and see all the possible moves that I made, and maybe I lost, or maybe I took some wins. So on the 4-hour, let's start over with the 4-hour. So 4-hour, we can see we playing between this high and this low, and with that high and this low, we can see very clearly that price now came. Let me start again. From this high to this low, we can see very clearly that we did, or made, a change of character right here, change of shift. Okay, to the upside, then came down to mitigate the extreme, and that this was a very good move. So we're not expecting price to come back any way lower here very soon, because right now it's on an uptrend. So this was the last high that was made or formed, and as you can see now on the 4 hour, after this high we were also looking for the change of character, but I feel for this change of character on the EURUSD for the 4 hour is still far. For me it is still far. So after this high we expect price to come down, but that won't be possible for now. That won't be possible. The price will come lower. So why am I saying that? Is because price is still in an uptrend, and it has also not mitigated this void, the same void that we also have seen on the GBPUSD. So with this imbalance, we are still expecting the price can actually come, let me try and draw it, can actually come there. Okay, I think my drawing today is going to be a little bit okay. So we're expecting price at least to come down there. That will be my expectation on the 4 hour. Now why am I saying that? It's because after this high, as you can see, price danced around and did a little bit of some ranges, and when it took out this liquidity just to mitigate the NFP news last week, I think the first Friday of the month of May, we saw that price actually came down, okay, and took out the liquidity. And now after this next candle, we see the price shot up and made that 4 hour change of character. So what do we see after the change of character? We expect a pullback, and for me, I'm expecting to look for buys from here. So after price did the change of character, it came and built liquidity again, because here on this last blue candle or the buy candle, as you can see, it shot up above these highs that were already created. So that means that liquidity was already run, and now price is coming back to mitigate this demand area, so that from there, as you can see from my arrow, we expect the run to the upside, just like GBP USD. Okay, so that is what I will be expecting on the 4 hour. But before we look into that, let us see how the 15-minute played out, and also the trades that I took, the ones that I missed and lost, and also won or rather profited. So this, let me start over from Monday. I think Monday starts here. Okay, so yeah, so now from Monday, as you can see on the 15 minutes, most of my trades actually happen on the 15 minutes. I make my decision on the 15 minutes, but sometimes I'm also intrigued or tempted to take trades also on the lower time frames than that, like the 5 and the 1 minute. And of late I've been noticing that 5 and 1 minute are not working for me. Okay, so I think I'll have to change or shift my mindset to at least accept, despite the risk to reward ratio to be, at least if the risk will be higher, but I will at least give the price time and room to breathe before it takes or goes to my direction, because most of the time I find that with the lower time frames, price actually take me out. Price takes me out on my trade, then moves over to my direction. So let me go through the trades that I went through and see how it turned out to be. So this was Monday. As you can see, the Asian zone did that range, and then when the Frankfurt Open came, I tried to maximize. Let me try and put on the lower time frame so you can see clearly. I think we started over here. Okay, we started over here. So when the Frankfurt Open coming to London also after 1 hour of the, after Frankfurt Open, 1 hour later we looked into the London Open, and that is how price came. I noticed that there was liquidity building between these highs and also these lows. So after it took them out, I took the trade, and that was a beautiful one. And it was a good trade, at least 2.55 risk to reward ratio, or rather 2.5 RR. So we still have, I'm deleting them so that I can have a clear chart after explaining them to you. So after that, I had this another trade that I felt on the lower time frame. After this mitigation, I noticed that there was a change of character on the lower time frame. I think that was 1 minute, and now when price danced around there, it actually shot up despite me expecting price to actually come down here. But I didn't keep in mind that price actually came down there later on, but not at that expected time. So I would have given it time to at least jump around, and move a little bit, and maybe look to see if there were entries later. But as you can see, I took this other trade, and that was another loss. So patience still was a problem. So again, I think this was a 15-minute change of character, and when it came down right there, I noticed that there was this 15-minute POI that was unmitigated. So after that, price came down, as you can see, and we had another change of character. Price to the move to the upside. I thought that maybe from here, I think I drew this wrongly, from here I felt like price was going down, or rather it will go down from there, but as you can see, it got me out. Why? Because I forgot about this POI. I think I'll be starting to labeling these things so that I don't forget about them. So yeah, so this was this was a loss that I took. Yeah, and we have this other one now on the 15-minute again. I think this was a 5-minute. So we had this change of character, we had the flip zone. So I would have marked this flip zone, but I hope you can see it also right there. Okay, but now I became hesitant because after those losses I felt, no, you know what, maybe just that day was just not my day. And that's when now I missed this trade despite doing the markups and everything. It just slipped off my fingers. So next, I had this another beautiful trade because price now came down. Price came down and did the change of character, I think around here. So when price came back down, I felt like, okay, let me just go to the 15 minutes and show you clearly. Yeah, here. So after marking this POI right here, I felt that price will still come up and mitigate that area, but as you can see, it didn't actually do that, because after this change of character, it actually came down and I placed an entry. As you can see, these are two entries. Okay, there's that one entry that I just left and the one that I'm carrying. So the one that I'm carrying was at least a beautiful trade, and going to the New York, I think I'm good with the New York session. I don't know, but that is just something that I've also noticed. So going to the New York, I left this trade open and I went to sleep, and as you can see, price actually went my direction. Okay, price went my direction. So look at where that high was, so close to hitting my TP, but that was not possible. And even if I would have known, I would have at least taken or put my TP maybe on this high, so that at least I get to be hit despite not being hit up there as expected. So yeah, so that's another trade that I lost, and also this one, because I took this first trade, then I took that next trade that was lower here. So this first trade I had to move my stop loss. Which was not advisable, but now excuse me, but now I was just being afraid, and I feared that maybe it would take me out and excuse me, and move to the upside, but that didn't actually happen. So yes, so after now this whole range that happened here, after that price came and took these guys out right here, and now after that we are seeing that after this low we had a change of character on the 15 minutes, and now there was a missed trade here. I want to show you that real quick. I think it happened on the 1 hour. Okay, I think this is a recent one, right over here. So yes, so after that change of character, actually before that change of character, I looked to see that we had this 15 minute that was mitigated. So looking at 1 minute time frame, as you can see, let me try and zoom in. I noticed there was a change of character. Actually, I don't know, I'm just obsessed about change of characters. For me, I'm just obsessed about change of characters 24/7. So after that change of character on the M1, I noticed that there was this M1 mitigation back to the extreme, and price moved down, as you can see, to this demand area that was formed. So yes, so after that, now this I was actually a missed trade, because after all those losses I was kind of skeptical of every move that I made, which is not advisable also, but I'll summarize that up at the end of the video. So yeah, so after that, now let's go back to 50 minutes and look at some other moves. We can see that we had another missed trade right here. No, I think we discussed about this one. We were around here. So yeah, so now after price did the change of character, this is where I said now this 4-hour demand is the one that made or happened to have the change of character. So now, as you can see, price is moving or coming down, and I had already marked the 4-hour POI right here that I'm expecting price to at least come to, then shoot to the upside according to my arrow, as we have seen or saw on the 4-hour. So when price now came up, I looked at this one. I looked at this trade, which was actually a loser again. Okay, this trade right here, because we had this change. We had this high. I noticed that there was this high after this break. After the break of this high, we had this wick, and I marked there as my change of character. And now when price was now coming up, I was actually expecting it to come up sooner before it actually made this run to the downside, but as you can see, that was another loss. So yeah, so we just have to be careful with these things and actually be very patient. So after it did take out those liquidity up there, I noticed that there was another change of character. I wanted to put another entry there, but I felt that that gap is too big for me right there, so I just let the price move the way it wants, and see maybe if there'll be other opportunities. So as you can see, now price wants to come down, but for me, I'll be expecting two things. One, if price comes up here first, then I'll be looking for sales. But if price comes down here first, then I will try and practice my patience and see if it will bounce off from here and come to here, because this is how I'm looking at it. If price is here right now and it has made that wick, then I'll be expecting price to come here, then go further lower. Okay, but all the same, if price comes down here like that, okay, or maybe like that, I'll try and zoom out. Okay, so price comes down to that 15-minute demand that I just drew right here. Price comes down there, then shoots up to cause a change of character or a change of shift, then mitigate, and then I'll be looking for buys. So in short, my buyers on EURUSD and GBPUSD are buys, but we just have to be patient for these moves to be made or occur fast. Okay, so kindly don't confuse that. Coming to next week, that is how I'll be looking at it. For this one, since it has been mitigated, let us leave this POI there and also this POI because of the change of character, and see what will develop from there first. Okay, so those are the things, those are the moves, those are the forecasts that I'll be looking coming to next week. And I want to say something. Firstly, I want to say thank you for watching my YouTube channel, my analysis. Thank you if it has given you some gems and helped you with your trading. I want to say thank you for all those that have also subscribed and given me the support to actually go on with this work. One thing I want to say, if you are a trader, maybe you're beginning, let's say like 2-3 years, kindly do these 3 things. Number 1, be patient. Be patient. Stay on the higher time frames. My higher time frames, or the time frames that I look at, are the daily, the 4-hour, and the 15 minutes. Yes, sometimes I'm intrigued. I have showed you that sometimes I'm tempted to look into the 5 and the 1 minute, but as you can see, it has not done me any good. So I'd not advise anyone that is coming into trading to look at the 5 and the 1 minute. I know some other people are very focused and they know what they're doing. I have no offense on that, and I'm not saying that you are not traders. You are still traders, but from my experience, I'm just trying to say, for you to be at least disciplined, please be patient. Work with the time frames that will give price room to breathe before it makes the move that you want, because with the 5 minutes and the 1 minute, they move very fast and they can just take you off and still run to the direction that you expected. Okay, secondly, when you're taking a trade, please don't look for the huge RR that people look for. Kindly just go for a risk to reward ratio of 1:2 or 1:3. What am I saying? I'm saying that I think there was a trade that I showed you. If you go back to the video, there's a trade that missed my TP. Why? Because 1, I went to sleep, and 2, I actually was focusing on a higher reward. Okay, forgetting the price could not go further up there, but would actually turn around to come and stop me off. So please just take 1:2 trade or 1:3, because compounding such trades, it can lead you to very massive profits in the long run. Okay, because if you review your journal and your analysis and your results, your P&L, it will show you that you were disciplined enough to bargain the profits from the 1:2 and 1:3. Sorry, I think I'm having a little bit of a flu. If you look at the risk to reward ratios of 1:2 and 1:3, it will help you compound on your interest or compound on your P&L. Why? Because your profits will grow gradually from those minor trades that you could be expecting. Because if you look at the 4-hour, say for example, I am waiting for this mitigation after the change of character on the 4-hour. Okay, if I'm to place a trade from here, and expecting it to go up, then my stop loss will be there. Now, looking at the 4-hour, this is a very big gap. Okay, but if you look at the risk to reward ratio, that's 1.62. But now let us look at 1.2. Okay, if you look at 1.2, as you can see right there, as you can see, you could be expecting price to target this high, but 1:2, as you can see, price has not done what? Will not have tagged that high. But you see, it will be safer for you, because if price comes down there, tags you into the trade and goes and makes that 1:2, then you will be safe enough to know or see that actually you are on the right side. Why? Because even if it will take you out early, but it will still give you profits. And trust you me that if you take such a trade coming into next week, number one, accept the loss. If it doesn't work, accept the loss. Maybe it's because it was coming down here where this week was made and waiting to see if maybe price will turn around from there. Number two, take those lower risk to reward ratios. Why? Because it will make you compound on your profits slowly and gradually, coming to maybe an analysis of, let's say, a month, 6 months, or 1 year. Okay, so those are the things I want you to keep in mind, or myself, that's just a lesson that I've given myself. Okay, so coming into next week, I'd love to focus on that, and I'm asking you to board in with me on this kind of plan. Okay, and lastly now is kindly do not hesitate on the trades. Do not hesitate on the trade. Just concentrate on the 15 minutes for the SMC students. Okay, concentrate on the 15 minutes as your entry. Take that as your entry. Why? Because from there you will see how price will breathe and will move, and will also give you the opportunity to focus to expect that price will still go your way. Okay, so that's it from me. If you want to maybe trade with me any day, anytime, you can catch me on all platforms as my name, Arnold Anuro, and I'm looking forward to get your messages and see if we can do something with the trading together. Okay, I don't charge anything, I don't charge anyone, but only if you want in-depth information about the SMC or smart money concepts. Now that will be a different story, but for now, if you want to trade with me, contact me. You can leave your comment on below the video, and you can let me know if you want like to trade together. So I don't have much. Hoping that you have a peaceful week next week, and also have a nice day today and the weekend. God bless you guys.